Where we at right now, cuz? In Cascade right now, cuz? What Dolph at, cuz? Where he at, cuz? Where he at? Where he at right now? Where he at? 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 See the last back? You see me?
And TMZ reports you're on the LAPD's radar in connection to the Young Dolph shooting.
Me and Home never had one argument. You know what I'm saying? Ever in life. We never touched each other. Ever in life. We never exchanged no money ever in life. You know what I'm saying? The facts is just, I'm the biggest rapper from Memphis. I actually was helping them at one. I really just want to sign them, you know what I mean? Like, giving them advice, letting them come out on my shows. You know what I'm saying? Like telling them how the game goes, letting my people work with them. You know what I mean? Like to advise them on how to build this company up and all that stuff. It was cool. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Then it just took a left turn somewhere.
I never knew they were beefing. You just told me something. Like, them were moments for me. Like, to see them together, like, this shit was lit. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
He a hater, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, he my biggest hater. You know what I mean? He wanted to sign me. He wanted me to come over there and let him give me some money, give me a car and all that. Nah, I don't need that. I got my own ice, real ice. You know what I mean? They rocking that fake ice. Like I get real ice. I be trying not to do too much stunting and flexing and talking too much because I make rappers feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So like I don't respect nobody that hate on any other man for nothing. You know what I mean? So if he want to get it right, bro, he gonna have to have a boss conversation with me. You know what I mean? Like one-on-one, nobody else, no peewees around, none of that. You know what I mean?
I'm just, but
and I looked into this beef. I was really trying to figure out the Yo Gotti Young Dolph beef. Supposedly.
Right.
Some people say it was over a girl. Some people say Gotti wanted to sign Dolph and Dolph didn't want to sign.
Right.
Some people say, well, both of them had crews that were into some street shit or whatever. All this sounds very unnecessary for it to turn to murder and life sentences.
Gotti was in the streets for real in Memphis, bro. Like, I ain't saying it because I'm signed to him. I just keep it real. If he wasn't a street nigga, I'd say he ain't in the street. He was in the streets, bro. Like, you gonna see Gotti. You in the city. The mall, I used to see Gotti in the mall, like the hood mall, like super hood. Like, down there, like, you know you ain't shopping. You just came here to walk around. Like, literally. Big ass chains on. 100 with him. Chopper Glocks, all that. But, you know, he cooled down a lot, bro. Like, Gotti was worse than me, probably, when he came in.
At one point, you and Young Dolph were starting to go back and forth.
He dissed me. I ain't want to believe it. This nigga come with a diss on. I'm like, hold on. Then he came with the trouble, I run ready. Ready.
Chopper on side of me, ready. One in the hit, they be ready. Did you not think I was ready?
You ever heard it? You ever heard of Trouble? The Ready song? He on a remix. He dissed me.
Any nigga that record when it's time for gangster shit, he the police. Facts. And I fucked your boss man, baby mama, same hotel for 4 weeks.
It was hard. I'm like, damn, that bumping. Nigga dissed me fast hell. I'm like, hold on. I gotta hit back. So I'm in the booth like, damn. It just killed this mother. Cause his verse, it wasn't, the diss wasn't wet. You get what I'm saying? I was mad, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got no more respect for Dolph on what he doing. So, you know, I don't know how homie feel, but I know me personally, I'm not on it, bro. I'm South Memphis to the death.
It's wild to look back and realize how quiet Yo Gotti has always been when it comes to beef. For years, he moved differently from most rappers. No loud social media rants, no reckless posts, no unnecessary street talk online. Then suddenly, one of his own artists started acting completely out of character for CMG, pulling up to neighborhoods, dropping aggressive Instagram videos, talking reckless in a way you never see from anyone tied to Gotti's camp. And now, what started as tension inside a label looks like it could turn into something much darker. Behind the success of CMG, something has been brewing for a long time. The kind of tension that doesn't explode right away. It sits quietly, grows, and waits for the right moment. That moment may have finally arrived. And the fallout has the entire hip-hop community watching closely, because this isn't industry drama. This is personal. Social media has been flooded with theories about why Blac Youngsta suddenly removed CMG from his bio and declared himself independent again. Some people brushed it off, saying he's done this before. Others felt something was off. This time, the energy felt different. Angrier, more direct, more dangerous. And once you look at what's been said, it becomes clear this goes way deeper than a label disagreement. Blac Youngsta wasn't just another CMG artist, he was one of Yo Gotti's loudest soldiers, the same guy who stood 10 toes down during the Young Dolph situation, the same artist who never backed away from conflict, even when it made the label look bad. So when he suddenly started posting messages filled with hostility and cutting ties publicly, people knew this wasn't random. At first, it looked like a familiar cycle. Every year or so, Youngsta goes viral for claiming independence, taking CMG out of his bio, then quietly showing back up like nothing happened. Last time, he did it right before Yo Gotti's birthday, then still attended the celebration. Business as usual, but this time didn't feel like a rollout stunt. The words were heavier, the tone was darker. The messages weren't about contracts, they were about loyalty. Youngsta posted messages that sounded like someone who felt cornered and fed up. He talked about having nothing to lose, about everyone he loved being gone, about standing on his own no matter what happens next. That kind of language isn't promotional, that's emotional. And when someone publicly says they don't care if things end dead or alive, people pay attention. Then he went further. He followed it up by calling out fake leaders, fake OGs, fake big brothers, fake CEOs, fake teachers. In hip-hop, those titles mean something. And at one point in his career, Blac Youngsta publicly referred to Yo Gotti as all of those things. There was no confusion about who he was talking about, but the post that really shifted the entire situation was when Youngsta used the word CB4. In rap culture, that's one of the biggest insults you can throw at someone. CB4 was a movie about rappers pretending to be gangsters, calling someone that is basically saying they're an actor, a fraud, someone playing a role, and that wasn't just a random diss. That cut straight into Yo Gotti's identity. Yo Gotti's entire image is built around the mob boss theme. Even his name is inspired by John Gotti, one of the most famous mafia figures in history. He's talked openly about being influenced by mob bosses. His music, branding, and leadership style all lean into that idea of quiet power. So when Youngsta said he was misleading the youth, acting like a mob boss when he's not, that wasn't just disrespect, that was a direct challenge. Gotti didn't respond with words. He didn't need to. Instead, he posted 3 photos with the caption, "Nothing bigger, unbreakable," and played Jay-Z's Dynasty intro. Anyone who understands hip-hop knows nothing about that move was accidental. That song choice was calculated. Jay-Z opens the track referencing The Sopranos, comparing his life to organized power and control. It was Gotti doubling down on the mob image Youngsta tried to tear down, almost like saying, "You can call it fake all you want, I'm still standing." But the line that really made people uneasy was when Jay-Z says he'll remove anyone who stands between him and his money. That lyric hit different in this context. Gotti wasn't yelling, he wasn't threatening publicly, he was reminding everyone how he moves. Quiet, strategic, from a distance, and that's what made the situation feel dangerous. The big question everyone started asking was why now? Why did this finally boil over after years of working together, years of tension, years of loyalty on the surface? The answer might be tied to something much bigger. Young Dolph. Dolph's death changed everything in Memphis. For years, he was seen as the main opposition to CMG. Once that common enemy was gone, the dynamic shifted. And history shows that when an outside threat disappears, internal issues start to surface. Blac Youngsta was the most vocal when it came to disrespecting Dolph, even after his passing, performing diss songs right after the news broke, shooting videos in graveyard settings, using Dolph's real last name on tombstones. Those moves caused serious backlash. Fans were disgusted, the industry took notice, and more importantly, it put a spotlight on CMG during a time when attention was the last thing they needed. Behind the scenes, it's believed Yo Gotti wanted Youngsta to chill. Not out of fear, but out of business sense. Dolph was loved in Memphis. His death already brought heat. CMG's name kept popping up in conversations surrounding the case. Gotti's brother Big Jook was questioned. The label was mentioned repeatedly during the trial. Anything that added fuel to the fire was bad for everyone involved. But Youngsta didn't want to stop. That reckless energy was always part of who he was. He even released a project called Young and Reckless under CMG. That title alone explains their relationship. Gotti wanted control. Youngsta wanted freedom. Things got even messier during the trial when one of the alleged shooters became the prosecution's key witness. Allegations came out claiming a bounty was placed on Dolph. Snitching accusations started flying, loyalty was questioned, trust cracked. When situations reach that level, nobody feels safe, especially inside a camp built on brotherhood. From that point on, it wasn't just about music. It was about power, control, who speaks, who stays quiet, and who gets sacrificed when things go wrong. Youngsta later posted that he was tired of making things look good, that he was done trusting the wrong people, that it was either real or nothing. Those are the words of someone who feels used, someone who believes they gave everything and didn't get the same in return. What makes this situation even more concerning is the imbalance. Yo Gotti moves like a president. He has industry connections, legal resources, and influence far beyond the streets. When someone like that has a problem, it rarely looks like direct conflict. It looks like things quietly falling apart around you. Youngsta, on the other hand, has openly said he feels like he has nothing to lose. That's a dangerous mindset, especially when combined with grief, anger, and public pressure. History shows when those two types of power clash, the outcome is rarely clean. Memphis has already lost too many artists to unresolved beef. Young Dolph is gone, Big Jook is gone. Youngsta has lost people close to him. The cycle keeps repeating, and this situation feels like it's standing right on that edge. At its core, this isn't just about Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta. It's about what happens when loyalty meets control, when an artist feels silenced, when a leader feels challenged, when business decisions collide with street mentality. For Yo Gotti, this moment tests his leadership. Does he squash it quietly and protect the bigger picture, or does he let it play out and risk more damage? For Blac Youngsta, this moment defines his legacy. Does he walk away and build something on his own, or does he let anger push him into a corner he can't escape? The streets are watching, the industry is watching, and Memphis knows how these stories usually end. Peace is always the smarter option, but pride has a way of getting in the way. So where do you think this is headed? Can this be resolved before it turns deadly, or has it already gone too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tapped in, because this situation is far from over.